What's up, everybody? It's your boy Corey, aka GQ Saint, back for another reaction video. It's gonna be another MMA video. Yeah, I know there's been some great fights over the year, but I want to do something different. Check out some of the worst MMA fights. I know I watched. I'm pretty sure you guys seen, in case you seen one of my other videos, it's the worst MMA fighters. So from the same channel, MMA Montage King. So this gonna be the title, worst MMA fights, pretty much on their own list. So who knows what to expect, what they're going to have on the list. So I think this video is like a couple years old. So who knows what fights, who's all going to be on there. Anyway, don't want to talk too long. Let's go and dive onto the video. Once again, special question, y'all can comment below them and you want to react to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of these might be hilarious. So let's get it.
Some MMA fights can leave you with your jaw on the floor, be it from a high-paced fight or an all-out war, or sometimes just because you can't believe what you're seeing.
Oh, this is so entertaining to me.
This is fantastic.
This video focuses on the latter. Not all fights are created equal, and this video aims to prove it. These are some of the worst fights in MMA. In 2001, Mirko Cro Cop began his MMA career. Known as one of the most dangerous strikers in kickboxing, finding opponents was a tough task as no one wanted to fight him.
That's Mark Hunt.
But at Pride 17, Nobuhiko Takada stepped up, or should I say, sat down. Throughout the fight, Takada would repeatedly sit down to avoid getting kicked by his opponent. Cro Cop is known for his brutal
Why would
kicks,
you do that?
so Takada did everything he could to avoid them.
You are a coward.
Takada flopped to the mat 25 times in 15 minutes, giving his buttocks one heck of a pounding. Cro Cop was visibly frustrated throughout the fight and refused to touch gloves in the 5th round. After 15 minutes of little to no action,
that's ridiculous.
the bout was
You are a
over.
coward.
And since no judges decided to score the fight, the match was declared a draw. Takada suffered several injuries during the fight, including a broken foot, a bruised ego, and a sore anus. At Ryzen 13, Bob the Beast Sapp took on former sumo fighter Osunarashi. Sapp, coming off an impressive 17-fight losing streak, was expected to stop, drop, and tap out at the first sign of any trouble, as per usual in any Sapp fight.
Hey, stop!
No.
Shockingly, Sapp withstood Osunarashi's initial onslaught of punches. Osunarashi, who was making his MMA debut, went with the age-old strategy of completely emptying his gas tank in the first 30 seconds of the fight.
Bob Sapp already covering up.
Yeah, big
We got ourselves
beginning.
a fight, ladies and gentlemen.
With skill and technique already thrown out the window before the fight even began, both fighters had to rely on instinct alone. Unfortunately, they had none.
I don't know what to say about Bob's face. Those punches.
Oh, I gotta
Anticipating
watch that
both
again.
fighters would gas out early in the fight, anticipating both fighters would gas out, they had none.
I don't know what to say about Bob's face when he throws punches.
Anticipating
There is
both
no
fighters
technique.
would gas out early in the fight, the promotion modified the rules,
at Bob.
reducing the rounds from 5 minutes to only 3, although it didn't seem to help matters.
Yeah.
He can barely stand up Osunarashi. Bob Sapp barely has the strength and stamina to finish him. He can't even go in there to throw the punches. His opponent is almost knocked out standing up. He's got
That's
nothing.
weird. I'm glad.
As both
I've been in
fighters
some fights
begrudgingly
before, but
answered the bell for the
I'm glad I've
final
never been
round,
to a fight
both
that's
seemed to
been this
mutually
horrible.
agree to
I
take
might go
a
to sleep.
30-second
Wake
break
me when
midway
it's
through
over.
the 3rd round.
Wow.
It might be hard, but still. He be booing. I'll be booing
I
too.
have never.
I never booed at a fight before this fight. Yeah, this is horrible. That and that Cro Cop fight was watching. I really yelled at him and said, "You are a coward, man. You ain't no business fighting."
And finish him off. This is incredible. Okay, so let's go run a heart attack happening.
With even the referee growing as restless as the fans,
You gotta
the yellow
dock some
card was
points,
issued
ref.
to both fighters, automatically deducting 10% of their fight purse.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. I'll take the yellow card. It's fine.
The penalty lit a fire inside both fighters as they mustered what little energy they had left to close their fists and wildly flail their arms towards each other.
Oh, no, left hook landed there by
Team.
Osunarashi.
I gotta look up to find out which gym, what team Bob sat with. I thought gym. I could not be the same gym as him. No.
Is it?
While the fans lost, Sapp was declared the winner, earning his first
He
victory
got a trophy.
in 8 years.
Oh, that's
Osunarashi,
right,
on the
but
other
still,
hand, has since
He
been
do not
released
deserve
from the
no
company.
trophy.
The UFC has always been an industry
CM
leader when it
Punk.
comes to finding the top talent in the world. So it was no surprise when the
I saw
UFC
this
signed
fight,
former
yeah.
WWE wrestler CM Punk.
Phase it backfire. And CM Punk is in danger. Punk taking out Lesnar.
Versus Mickey
Punk
Gall.
lost
Yeah, I
his
watched that
UFC
fight.
debut after
pay-per-view.
submitting to welterweight fighter Mickey Gall in the first round.
It was his first ever MMA fight. First of all,
So for his second
he
fight,
should have went
matchmakers worked
training.
tirelessly around
Yeah,
the
I know
clock
he's been
to
training
find an
with the
opponent
gym, but
more
same
suitable
time,
for Punk.
he
Someone
should have
at
got
or
some
around the
amateur
same
fights
skill
in.
level. After rigorously searching both Facebook and
And he
Twitter,
knows.
they found
Oh,
Mike Jackson, a podcaster, blogger, and sometimes fighter.
And I hadn't been training MMA on the ground for about 2 years, you know?
After years of training with Duke Rufus, one of the top coaches in the world, Punk finally got to show off everything he learned under the legendary trainer at UFC 225.
He should have, get some amateur fights in. Get that skill up. That's how you truly get your skill up. But it's so small, you don't go to the
Jackson,
big
seemingly
time
the
like
more
this. He's
skilled of
never
the two,
fought
peppered his opponent
like that
throughout
for
the
real.
fight.
That's a big right hand.
Although dominant during the fight, Jackson never showed any urgency to finish off his opponent, refusing to put full power in his punches and displaying some of the most lackadaisical ground and pound ever
What in
seen.
the world is that?
In any rush or urgent to try to get Punk out of there.
Jackson was taking it so easy on his opponent. The
know
UFC
you don't wanna
commentator
hurt him
Joe
and stuff,
Rogan
but
joked
still.
that Jackson could have been bribed to carry Punk to a decision.
Look, if I was
Yeah,
a
that's what I
conspiratorially
believe.
minded man,
I didn't see
I would
this
think
fight,
that
but
someone
him
paid
fight,
Mike
CM
to
Punk
just
versus
like
Mickey
go
Gall.
for the
I saw that
3-second round.
fight, yeah.
Jackson won the fight by unanimous decision, but received an extraordinary amount of criticism, mostly from UFC
Oh
president
yeah, Dana
Dana
White,
White.
you go.
I don't know what that guy did for a living before we gave him the shot, but whatever it was, he needs to go back and do that again. I got the sense that he's a complete fucking idiot, and I couldn't wait for that fight to end, and I regretted
Yeah.
not putting it on Fight Pass.
You should have put on Fight Pass, man. But
Ever
you
wonder
know,
what
money
happens when you
reasons.
put a 220-pound fighter against a 50-year-old grandmother of
Oh
four?
no.
Always
Are
stepping
you
up to fight
serious?
top competition, Gabby Garcia's third fight since her debut in 2015 was against Yumiko Hota, a geriatric part-time fighter and full-time grandmother. Hota hadn't won an MMA fight in 16 years, so naturally she was the obvious matchup to fight the undefeated Gabby Garcia.
that's the worst Japanese freak show I've ever seen. Because that was a woman who did not belong
I'll
in
say
there at
this:
all.
that's the worst fight I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The fight went as expected. Hota started off
Man,
the
they
fight
gotta
by
be
running
ashamed of
around the ring
themselves.
like
No.
a senile old lady.
Striking's got better. Oh, to throw wrestling.
Luckily, Gabby was able to intercept Hota's four-dimensional movement by landing a big left hand.
Gotta show here is you can hold. Oh, she's caught.
Hoda used her unique brand
I had
of
to walk
footwork
out for that
waddle
fight.
away from
I
her
had to
opponent.
walk out.
Unfortunately for
I
her,
wouldn't even
Gabby
stay for
used
if
her
that was that
extensive background
area,
in
I wouldn't even
boxercise
stay.
to swarm with punches, causing Hoda to wilt under the pressure just 41 seconds into the fight.
She been don't use no full force in his old leg. Come on.
Is enough.
Garcia is presently 6-0 as a pro fighter and is currently searching for her next opponent at the Sao Paulo Retirement Village.
That's cold.
And a few honorable mentions. Ryan Hall went to the Takata school of can't get hit, you
Yeah, I
stand
don't
up.
like that.
Crowd getting a little bit restless.
Doctors prescribed 15 minutes of watching Ngannou versus Lewis for
I
patients
saw
who had
this
trouble
fight.
sleeping.
It's funny leading up to
Man,
this fight.
he
I
didn't
said,
look like
there's
himself.
no way this fight can be
He
anything
bounced
other than
back like
chaos.
yeah.
It's definitely
My
possible.
dad loved Francis.
Shamrock versus Severn 2 looked less like a fight, and more like soft
Oh
core
man,
rock.
y'all dirty fed.
Shamrock is in from out right now. Legs
And there's some wrestling,
Thanks for
yeah,
watching.
it is like
Be
that.
sure to subscribe.
Okay, that was a pretty interesting video. Yeah, some of those fights like what? That makes no sense. I see why they made this list. But yeah, for real promotion, don't put no unless they show good promise technique. I know some old fighters and say I ain't saying all old fighters good team because that situation, nah. That was a huge that's a freak show fight, yeah. That fight between the old lady, what's her name, versus Gabby, the tall Brazilian. Yeah, no, that it should not be in. That should never happen. Yeah, that's the way I feel. Plus the whole, CM Punk, CM Punk, great superstar WWE, but still, I believe anytime you go something in a sport like that, get some amateur, take some quick, amateur fights, to get yourself built up. Till you work on, in case we need to work on. If you win this amateur fight, get your skill level built up before you go to the elite promotion like that. Yeah. Anyway, that's my own personal opinion about it. You guys feel free to comment below what you think of it. Any suggestion of the video, drop a comment below. Just let me know. Anyway, reach your boy Gil, like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day. Peace.